we're going to save our game till last. So we'll start with Fayetteville State, the Broncos at Johnson C. Smith Golden Bulls. That one in Charlotte. A battle of 1 versus 2 in the Southern Division. Broncos coming in on that 3-game win streak. J.C. Smith had their 2-game win streak snapped last week. And that loss to St. Augustine's. Who are you going with?
Fayetteville State.
Well, that'll make 2 of us. I'm going to take the Broncos. They will make it 4 in a row in my estimation, and 1 step closer to being the Southern Division champions. So now Livingstone and Shaw, a battle of bears. One of them happens to be blue.
I'm going to shy away from blue. I'm going to go with the brown bear in Shaw.
All right, after Shaw's loss at Winston-Salem State, the Rams' first win of the year, by the way. The Bears have now lost 3 in a row. Livingstone coming off a loss on that Columbia Blue turf there at Alumni Memorial Stadium. Their homecoming game on Saturday to Fayetteville State. But I think Shaw at home comes up with a victory, so you and I are both going to take the Bears of Shaw in the Battle of the Bears there in Raleigh. On to the Rams and the Falcons, Winston-Salem State University at St. Augustine's. The surprises of Week 7, as we said, both the Rams and the Falcons got a victory last week. Both came in winless. Both picked up their first win of the year. Winston-Salem, that victory in their first home game of the season with the victory over Shaw. Can they parlay it into 2 in a row?
I like that word, and I'm going to go with it. Yes, they can, the Rams. I'm back with them this week, Winston-Salem State.
All right. Well, last week you and I were unanimous. We were 6 for 6. We cannot have that again, so I'm going to take the Falcons at home. I think the Rams have some momentum, but I think the Falcons playing at home are going to use that home field advantage, so I will take St. Augustine's in that one. Moves us on to Shawan at Bowie State. The Hawks and the Bulldogs, a battle for Northern Division supremacy. Bowie State, obviously the loss in that overtime thriller to Virginia Union at home. Their first loss for the Bulldogs since 2017. Shawan, they hosted Virginia State for homecoming. In a back-and-forth affair, they came away with a big victory, 43-40. So is it the Bulldogs bouncing back or the Hawks on the road?
I'm going to go this week. I go with Bowie. I like Kyle Jackson, their head coach and former alum. I'm going with Bowie State on this one.
I'm with you. I think they're going to bounce back. Obviously, they had that long win streak snapped last week at home. I think they're going to put things in the right motion, and they're going to get back in the winning way there at home, as they will have the victory over the Hawks. That brings us to Virginia State, the Trojans at Elizabeth City State University Vikings. Virginia State, they fell on the road to Shawan, as I mentioned. Elizabeth City State, they beat Lincoln in Elizabeth City for the 7th straight home victory over the Lions. They're at home again. Can the Vikings get this one over the Trojans?
No. I'm going to go Virginia State this time, and they're going to make me proud as I'm taking the Trojans.
I'm with you. And the Trojans, that potent offense, 3rd highest scoring offense in the conference, just under 30 points per game. The Vikings defense, they are 2nd to last in the CIAA, giving up almost 35. And to me, that is a recipe for the Trojans. And that will bring us to our game coming up next. Hope you'll stick with us for that. Panthers at the Lions, Virginia Union University, 10th ranked team in the country. They are undefeated, and they are an absolute juggernaut. They lead all of Division II in points per game at 48.6 points per game. These two teams in 13 all-time previous meetings, the Lions have just won 1, and that was over a decade ago. Can they spring the upset? Can they get the win today at home and put that first blemish on the Panthers' record?
It's going to be all about consistency. No, they're not going to win 2. It's going to be consistent. They're going to win 1. They've already won it, and Virginia Union keeps on rolling. I'm going with the Panthers.
I'm with you. From what you and I've seen the last few weeks, they don't look ahead. No. There are no trap games for this team. No. They know what they want to do. Yes. So you and I are unanimous with the exception of that one in Raleigh. I'm taking the home team, the Falcons of St. Augustine's. You are taking the men from Winston-Salem. And we will see if it is the Rams or the Falcons there. Aside from that, we're on the same page.
Yes. Coach Jackson, I got you. Bowie State. Yes, sir.
Stick with us. You're watching HBCU Game Time, brought to you by Capital One, as we get ready for the Lions and the Panthers from Lincoln University.